I don't like to sit here and say, when people ask me, I don't really like to say that I do rap specifically because of what they attach it to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same thing for us as DJs.
But the worst part about the DJ shit is that we still have the title of like being scumbags that all the girls want to have sex with and shit.
At least let
But
us
they
have sex
don't.
with all the girls.
At least let them fucking fuck us. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not the case. Promoters, they get all the pussy. And
bartenders, doormen, pretty much runners. Pretty much anyone but
anybody but the DJ.
We've had our run, and I get that.
I call cap.
But let me.
in the 80s.
Well, all right. Battle raps, cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul.
Check.
Never made that plan. And then you gotta fucking. But usually people,
There's
they
never
understand
been-
the next morning. They're like, we made that idea at 5 a.m. on a fucking coffee table in some stranger's house.
It's not even. It goes unspoken.
Yeah.
They don't even
It's like, yeah.
It's not like what. There's a can of water in the fridge if you want to grab it.
Really on the canned water these days, huh?
I don't drink out of plastic, my boy. Yeah.
Proud Source or Liquid Death? Which is better? Is there a difference?
Out loud and proud.
Out Loud and Proud?
Yeah.
Is that the Bud Light of waters?
Yeah, exactly. It's the closest I can get to Bud Light because I never drank it before, but I really want to drink it now. You know, you ready?
Mic
All right,
check.
so you just want to keep the mic, right here.
Right here.
You kind of want to tickle the yellow and the red a little bit when you're talking.
red,
You see that?
That's you. Is that me talking? We're on the same mixer right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right about here then.
Yeah.
Or is that too loud?
You can get into the
No,
yellow.
there's really no such thing as too loud. There's too soft though.
Okay. Cause I'm a soft speaker.
Get up on it and
I
fucking.
use these things. Y'all be yelling and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not me so much. I'm not really a mic guy, but I do have respect for DJs that use the mic.
Yeah. Tell me about my boy High C.
Oh yes, High C. Are you familiar with DJ High C?
I don't know him. Is he from
Are you
Houston?
familiar?
I don't think I'm familiar.
Okay,
with
he's an OG, right? A Houston OG. To me, it was new. I hadn't really heard of him or heard him, but last night played with him.
Forgot to turn the lights on.
Oh yeah, we need some lights.
Shit. And we should probably introduce.
Okay. We'll get back to it.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Episode 88. We got a guest in the house. New companion on the couch. Strategy and Dolo show as always. The Party with Strategy podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and let's get to know you a little bit. I got some questions.
Talk to me.
You're an aspiring rapper from Houston, Texas, right?
Yeah, this home base.
Home base.
Kale Genesis. Give it up for him. Studio audience.
Like CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI. Is that Kale Genesis no more?
Yeah, we on air, off air.
We're on air. We're on air. Rebranding.
It's live.
Yeah.
No, it's not live.
Well, it's not live, but
Okay, cool.
we
Yes,
run it.
Yes, rebranding.
All right, let's go.
But we're not talking about the rebrand. We're just talking about CALEUCCI. Ain't no more CALEUCCI.
Oh, you don't
Okay,
want to
Kale
talk
Genesis
about
is
the
out?
rebrand?
Okay.
You
rebrand.
wait. Why don't you don't want to talk about like, because that's real shit, like any artist could relate to that. If you were doing one thing and then you're kind of like you grow out of it, or maybe you're like, I'm not feeling.
I've
this
definitely
anymore. I'm
rebranded
going-
myself a few times as a DJ.
So have I a bunch of times.
When I first started DJing, not when I first started DJing. Let's say probably like almost 10 years into my career, I thought that if I started dressing like a fucking bouncer, I would get more gigs because these upscale bottle service places that were in downtown Chicago at the
define
time,
dressing like a bouncer though,
wearing a suit,
like a nice
right.
suit.
I was like, I had this my homie. Syed, he was like, yo, listen, I can get you the spots at like Studio Paris and all these hot clubs. He's like, but you're a white dude, you gotta have this pretty boy look and whatever. I had the long hair slicked back, and so it worked, and we made the fucking flyers with it and everything. Looking back, it's cringe as fuck because I'm like, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear suits. I wear a fucking t-shirt every day, right? So, but at the time, that was what I thought I needed to do to get.
It's part of the process.
And it was, and it was part of the process because that did. Maybe whether or not that was the case, but it did get the gigs, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, I could really just progressively be myself.
That was the Dolo that I met.
Yeah,
That
when
was
you
the
met me, that I
Dolo
was
that
in
I
that.
met. That was a Dolo that I knew as like a younger, getting into the game DJ, looking at everyone else. I'd see your picture with the fucking, you were playing pool and shit.
Yeah.
You had like the lighter, the
Yeah.
brown leather jacket. The kid looked good.
It worked, and you know, and at that, I think also at that time that was kind of like, you know, bottle service clubs were like prestigious. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like you wanted to like fit the part. You know what I'm saying? Or I did, at least I should say.
Make bread
Yeah, exactly.
and continue to, you know what I'm saying?
You got to hold that mic
Exactly.
up.
If you want to make bread
in
and
your
you know,
mouth.
continue to do more shit,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, taking it just more serious.
You got to get in,
Yeah.
and once you're in, you can, you know, make your place. But
Yeah.
let's talk about CALEUCCI. Who is CALEUCCI?
CALEUCCI.
Yeah. What's up with CALEUCCI?
CALEUCCI. CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI. Reckless, healthy,
Healthy.
Healthy and reckless, okay.
Experienced guy. I mean,
So you're taking everything that you've learned thus far and you're repackaging it.
right.
And do you also feel yourself like a new person? Do you feel like you're in a different place in life?
If we're being honest,
We're always this is honesty hour.
The original artist that I've been has been a watered down version of who I was for
Bingo.
various reasons. It's been a very watered down, you know, version. If to be honest,
That's understandable. No.
And was that on purpose or is that something that you've come to notice after the fact?
intentional because let's say, you know, people are scared to be exactly who they are because you know, or dimming their light is what some people call it, because you're scared of the way that people may perceive you or think of you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I know all about that. That's why I don't like to attend weddings and formal events and places where I can't talk about my dick.
Yeah.
Because that's me. You know what
Your
I'm
true
saying?
self.
Really, if it's you, it's you. You know what I mean?
And not to get back on my shit, but it was a very similar situation. Is that I was giving a watered down version of myself. You know, I was worried that if I was myself, that maybe places wouldn't book me because they'd see it as a liability,
Yeah.
or I would typecast myself into only playing hip hop clubs or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, so I can definitely respect that.
Yeah.
Do you feel better and that you feel more genuine now? You feel more alive as
CALEUCCI?
CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI?
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
respect
yeah.
that.
As you should, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you working on right now? You got any projects you're working on?
Tons of projects finished. Just working on the, you know, the package, the packaging. You know
For sure.
what I mean? You know, the way you deliver it. You know what I mean? The way you feed people. It's really not about the food. It is inside. In reality, it's about the food. But you know, out here in this place, it's about how you package it. You know,
For
what I
sure.
mean?
For sure.
Because niggas will eat trash if it's packaged up right. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
They do every day.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
Strategy actually has a similar situation going on right now. Do you want to talk about your flyer situation? Well, we're talking about packaging. I mean, this is the truth time.
I'm trying to, you know, I'm getting a new party going. The Party with Strategy party.
Right.
It's kind of tied in with this podcast. I'm going to once a month bring a DJ from another city out. We're going to film a pod. And then at night, Sunday night at Polecats, we're going to go DJ and throw a party. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get a flyer made for it right now. And the guy, he's just not delivering, you know?
Who explain.
The graphic designer that I hired to make the flyer, he doesn't see the vision the way that I see the vision. You know, you have a vision of something, you want it to look a certain way, you want it to evoke a certain emotion when people look at it.
100%.
You want them to look at it and be like, damn, that's a party I want to go to.
Right.
But it kind of just looks like I'm releasing a book and maybe doing a Barnes & Noble's tour.
How many attempts have we had here? How many times back and forth?
There's been one. He sent me one thing and I revised it, and now I got these revisions, and I'm not sure where to go from here. I actually just got them like 10 minutes ago.
Is this
So-
your first time working with
I
this
need to see.
graphic designer?
This is my first time working with him, but I've known him for a minute. I've seen his work and I like his work, but here's the thing, he doesn't do nightclub stuff often. So like, you know, he's good at corporate marketing kind of thing. So I just imagine that he'd be able to cross over because he's a good creator.
Yeah.
But it's not looking that way.
Well,
Look,
give him some
look.
time, maybe. You know. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Look, man, these guys fucking up out here. These guys fucking up. You gotta let them know. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's a 1.5 trillion niggas out here that do not like me, and it's a lot of people that. But look, bro,
You got some haters?
I mean, we can't say. I mean, I'm a truth teller. Is what they call
Okay.
it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I like when people tell me if something sucks. I mean, Dolo's told me a couple times he don't like my music. I don't give a fuck.
That's the old you, though. That's the old you, though.
I mean,
But also-
I mean, but it's the truth. you
It's
know?
the truth. And here's the thing. If I was to lie and say that I love the track, then I'm going to be accountable. Because then when I see you, you're going to be like, yo, run my shit.
I need to make some more of that shit.
Exactly.
The shit trash, and I'm just out here making trash.
Then you turn into Kanye West when you have just a bunch of yes men around you that don't tell you that it's not. And again, music is subjective, right?
100%.
What's hot to me might not be to the next, but I can only give my honest opinion.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. You can only give bro your honest opinion. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's respectable.
You
I'm into that. You do need that. I was having this conversation with somebody actually recently, and you need to have friends that are going to tell you when you're fucking up.
only.
Because if you don't, they're worthless.
Yeah.
It's just a good time to hang out with them. They're not really
Yeah,
friends. They're
it's
just
existing.
They're just party acquaintances. You know what I'm
For sure.
saying?
God damn it. How many of those motherfuckers are there out here? Do you ever sit back and think about how many people, like when you see them in the club and they come up and they dap you up and they love you and they shoot all this stuff, but then you're like, I've never talked to this motherfucker for more than 2 minutes. What is that about?
Right.
What is that? What do you call that? What's the term
some-
for that?
It depends. Everyone has a different view of it. Like in that person's
But it feels
mind,
genuine.
I mean, some people, if they
And I don't think that they're
everybody's
like,
fucked up.
but yeah, that's true.
everybody's fucked up.
So we got that.
Because I don't think that it's like a malice thing where they're like, "Fuck this dude, I'm gonna pretend." I don't think it's like fake love, right? But what do you call that? Because like, I don't feel like any of these people I could ever like call on if I was like, "Yo, I need to talk to somebody." You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
1,000,000%.
But at the same time, I don't hate them for not. It's kind of a weird
I think
climate.
in a lot of people's minds, that's being nice. To them, that's like, I'm a nice person because when I see somebody, I'm so fakely loving.
And you know, I hate to use it as fake because like I do the same thing when I see people, you know, especially, but you don't think about the fact that like you don't really know that person.
I mean, shit. I mean, some people, like, man, might not ever see this person again. Let me dap them up.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
That's
a
true.
million and one things, but yeah, I ain't had a real job in like 10 years, and that's the one thing I didn't. That's the one thing, as weird as it sounds, that I didn't like about having a job is saying hi to the same people every day.
Yeah.
But you actually know, like those people, you know, in the club, they might jump in a little fight, tussle for you, but you know,
A lot of times they don't, though. I'm gonna
don't.
tell you, I've been in a few situations, but
your work buddies. I mean,
Yeah, some of them are down, but a lot of them are not.
like Target. You know,
It's okay.
But
you work at
see-
Target.
What?
Pay every
I got a
day.
couple questions. What the last job you had? What was it?
10 years ago.
Yeah, the one that you're talking about, saying you had to see the same people and you weren't enjoying it.
What was
Paint
this?
me a little
Shit,
picture.
I worked at,
Were you
man,
like
I had 3 jobs.
Were you a barista? You had just the regulars coming in for their
I think
lattes,
at
or
one
what?
time I was Target, Finish Line,
I worked
in
at
a
Finish
gym.
Line.
Target, Finish Line, in a gym, or in a gym in a smoothie shop. Where-
When you were at Finish Line, what were the discounts like? Because I remember it was bullshit.
that's the only reason. But
It was like 15% off. I'm like, I could get better fucking deal online or something, you know? I ended up
we
just
get the
stealing
jobs-
shoes.
We
Fuck
get the
it.
jobs thinking that's for the discount.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, fuck it.
Dude, I remember when I was little, my dream job was to work at Guitar Center.
Yeah, as an
I would go
aspiring
to Guitar
DJ. Yeah.
Center,
more for
and
the
I would
shit,
just
dude.
loved it there. And I was like, yo, when I grow up, I'm working at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Like, that was my fucking dream.
Well, that was me with the
Did you ever
lowriders.
apply? Did you ever apply?
I, of course, yeah, applied multiple times, never got the job.
It's always like an old, angry, bitter has-been
someone who
DJ.
never made it.
Yeah, and or guitar, but I'm thinking about in the pro audio, and they're always like, you'll be like, oh, you know, do you have this new Serato thing? They're like, why would you ever want that? Like, this is the one you want. And like, don't fucking talk to me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, bro, relax.
I remember going to Guitar Center to get the Rain 57 mixer that had the Serato built into it, that black one with the shitty little buttons
the
on it.
T57 or
And-
57, right?
Yeah, the 57, yeah. And my dad was with me, and he was asking the dude, like, yo, do you think that, you know, this career path, being a DJ or something, like, he had some fucking fatherly question, you know? He was like, do you think that this is a good thing for my son to be doing? And the dude was like, I bought a house DJing. and that was kind of tight. But then I had some questions for him, and I remember asking him about like pitching records up and down in Serato. And I asked him about pitching something up like 10 points, you know, and he was like, I would never go past 7. I would never go less than 7 or more than 7. Like on like some like stern old man.
Guys.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
There's only one way to DJ, and this is the way. Yeah.
Here we are in 2023. What you doing?
I'm DJing full time, baby.
Yeah.
We're out here.
Come on, man.
I bought a house DJing.
Pitching 15
house
I
DJ.
bought a house
Come on,
DJing.
man.
I probably could have bought a few houses DJing, but I'm
You
really
could have bought a couple mansions DJing.
I'm terrible with my money, so
Fuck it.
I still rent.
Man
Fuck
said,
them.
fuck the house.
My family eats well, so we're happy. You know,
100%.
no worries there.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, the similar thing for me with the cars. Like as a kid, like lowriders, and then I started working at a lowrider shop, and I was like, man, this is fucking dirty ass work. You know, you see the final product, and you're like, this is dope.
100%.
But then you work your ass off and
You're
don't
like,
make any
nah.
money, and you're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
So you figure out how to get a bag.
So let's get into rapping. Who would you say are your biggest influences music wise? Not necessarily, doesn't have to be rappers, but any influential, you know, throughout your childhood or time.
So childhood for sure. I mean, Wayne as everyone, you know.
Lil Wayne?
Yeah, for sure. Wayne, 50 Cent.
How old are you?
30.
You're 30. Okay.
Yeah, 30.
So when Lil Wayne was on his fucking run, I mean, I'm 33. I feel like I had to be 19 or 20.
So he's probably in high school.
Yeah, you were.
That's like a very influential.
He carried me through junior high through high school. I'm trying to think of elementary. 50 Cent was in elementary though, you know what I mean? Those,
50 was before, yeah.
Lil Wayne was around when I was in elementary. Well, junior high. No, elementary. When did he come out? Like 97, 98, when he started with the Hot Boys and all that shit?
Hot Boys, for me, Hot Boys was elementary.
Yeah.
Me.
So I want to say it was like 97, 98. So I was like junior high. And at that time, I didn't like him. It wasn't until like the Carter, like Go DJ, like that kind of shit when like I was like, all right, this motherfucker's on some next shit. And then he just took off.
Because for me, it was, boom, you know, school, football, basketball, whatever, cool. But, you know, you get off the school bus, going home, boom, I'm in front of the TV, it's BET.
Yes.
You know, whatever the fuck is going on.
Rap City.
You know, so whoever's running 106 in Park and all that, that's who we.
Free and AJ at that time.
You know what I'm saying?
Big Ticket.
Yeah.
And before that, Joe Claire and Big Les. That's how old I am. But yeah, I same way.
It was, you know, Wayne. I didn't like Kanye West till high school.
Which was after College Dropout? Like when he dropped College Dropout, you weren't fucking with him?
I wasn't really like, let me see. Cause I had hip hop friends, and I did music in high school as well. But
What kind of music? Still
more
rap?
it was hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah, like hip hop. But I wasn't really rocking with Kanye. I don't think till like Dark Twisted Fantasy. And then
Really?
Oh, okay.
Holy
See, that was when I got off the Kanye.
Same.
Yeah, you know, I'm a fucking weirdo.
Oh my
No,
God.
I mean honestly, I like Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I
I
really
won't. I
like
won't
it
say
with
that I
Mark
wasn't with it.
Wicks.
I thought the way that they did the opera shit or the
crazy.
ballet, that was dope. I was like, this is different. This is cool. I love pushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good album. But I think was the one with Kid Cudi or fucking I'm sorry, I'm stuck here. What was the depressing 808s and Heartbreaks? That was before that, right?
I didn't favor it, but after I got on whatever, then I was right back to everything, and then everything.
Yeah.
I think it
That's
was
how powerful music is.
808s was before Dark
Yeah,
Fantasy,
I didn't
right?
like 808s, but then he won me back with.
Because I was listening to Wayne, and then, you know, I'm high school mind, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want to say you picking one side, but it's just like, for me, I was just, you riding with who you
Yeah, exactly.
I'm fucking Lil Wayne, bitch, ain't nobody better than Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I like Jay-Z,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
Everybody-
But also, Wayne would always shout out Jay-Z, best rapper
Right,
alive
right,
since the best
that
rapper
too.
retired.
Right.
So it kind of like they were in the
He
same
wasn't
world.
shouting out Ye.
Kanye was like on some other shit.
Yeah,
yeah. So
100%,
like,
yeah.
yeah. But then once
Cudi was cool.
See, I never liked
It
Cudi.
was cool. I didn't.
I respected Day and Night, the Crookers remix, just because I was DJing and it was a
Sure.
good record. in
And
the
he
club.
shouts you out on it.
And he shouts me out. Yeah.
Solo dolo.
But other than that, Still to this day, I just don't like Kid Cudi. I think he's trash.
Did you watch the documentary? Because I've never.
Was it on Kid Cudi?
Yeah.
'Cause I can tell you no.
I've never loved him, but I've never hated him. It's just been whatever for me.
Yeah.
Then I watched that, and I'm like, I like the guy.
Does it kind of?
I went through a phase when I loved
You
him,
like
for
Kid
sure.
Cudi?
Yeah, for sure. In high school.
Some
I mean,
people say like he got them through their darkest times.
Yeah, apparently
Like,
he's
yeah.
like the
I never
first.
really was one of those.
I mean, that's a lot of people I know. That's their thing.
Apparently, he was the first like black artist to talk about mental health or like
yeah.
going through tough times, or like that was what his music was about.
Yeah, it's like
Shit.
emo kind of, right?
Emo, yeah, and a lot of people connected to that, and that's like what made Kid Cudi. That's why when people like him, he has like that cult.
So then he was kind of like the OG for the Juice WRLDs and stuff like that.
Yes.
A million
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense because I don't really like Juice WRLD.
Without being hood.
Yeah.
Having to be that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's dope. I
For the black community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit's
I think that's a step forward than always having to rap about killing somebody, you know, because that's
100%,
kind of played out, right?
Yeah. He was rapping about killing himself.
Never played in.
Well, in the '90s, it was if you weren't rapping about killing somebody, you weren't selling no records,
crazy,
unfortunately.
bro. Yeah.
But I mean, there was the backpack rap, which was kind of what the Kanye came from.
Yeah.
The Kanyes of the world came from. But yeah, I don't know.
There's
For
no
some
Kanye-
reason,
there's no Kanye's of the world.
well, at that time, Talib Kweli,
Yeah.
they were kind of all that same wheelhouse, and then he just kind of
Yeah, he did the record with Dilated Peoples.
Yeah,
He did
that
the
was
Slum
that
Village
was
shit.
that was
He
like
was a hip-hop
backpack.
head.
Yeah, it was backpacker.
That's where
stuff.
he
That's
really
what we used to
came
call it.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He really was.
But now he claims that he was never really a backpacker. He just used it to attach his brand onto to
That
go.
makes sense.
Which is possible because he
makes
didn't
sense.
stay for long.
Like, I mean, I tell you this: if I had all the resources in the world, which I do, but I just don't utilize them all, I wouldn't just make rap.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to nowadays.
Take that mic with you when you turn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, like,
Attach that
if
joint
you
to
know,
your
so
neck.
I mean, I'm not, because I don't like to sit here and say, when people ask me, I don't really like to say that I do rap specifically because of what they attach it to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same thing for us as DJs.
It's not a rap hater.
We're not DJs. We're podcasters. now.
Yeah.
DJing is not what it once was.
It's not what it used to be.
It's definitely not what it used to be.
They find out you're a DJ and
And they're like,
just,
"Oh my god, yeah, my little brother does that too."
and
It's like,
but here's the worst part about
Same
the
thing
whole
with
thing.
rapping.
yeah.
Yeah. Here's like 300,000 songs uploaded every week. Everybody
Yeah.
a rapper.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you a rapper tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the worst part about the DJ shit is that we still have the title of like being scumbags that all the girls want to have sex with and shit.
At least let
But
us
they
have sex
don't.
with all the girls.
At
if that's
least
the-
let them fucking fuck us. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not the case. Promoters, they get all the pussy. And
Bartenders,
Bartenders.
doormen, pretty much butt runners. Pretty
Yeah.
much anyone but
anybody but the DJ.
We've had our run, and I get that.
I call cap.
but let
No,
the
in the
stigma-
80s, it was probably a great
Oh.
lucrative career for pussy. Honestly, even in 2016, there was a lot of pussy in the DJing thing.
there was
But somewhere along the line, it just kind of became like, I think, you know what it was? It was that people attached it with being a whore. So then the girls are like, well, I don't want to just fuck this guy because he's a whore. Like,
Right.
that's not like attractive anymore. I want to get the guy that I can't fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then we just became the weird guys who played music again, which is kind of full circle to where it came
I
from.
think it's the guys that'll just do the most these days. I don't even. They're not. I don't.
You
say
think
they're
so?
not. It's
I
the guys
gotta
that are doing
imagine-
the most these days.
You know-
I see it.
I've spent a lot of time in Houston thus far.
Yeah.
It's been about 3 years now, and I've taken everything in, and I've calculated the land,
Okay.
and I got to imagine that you get a lot of pussy thrown at you. Not that you take it. I don't know whether you take it or not.
Right.
But I got to imagine you're a desirable young man in this city.
I appreciate.
You got
You know
some
what I'm saying?
swagger,
I appreciate
tall,
that.
African American male.
Yeah.
It's a hot commodity out here.
Yeah.
100%. Prices.
How do you deal with that much pussy? Let's first, before we get too crazy.
Do I need to throw
Are
you
you
a life
single or
raft?
no?
Are you drowning in it or not?
Look, I'm drowning in it every day.
Hey,
I'm-
this is honesty, right?
Look, man. Look, and if you go back in the Bible, you know, people were looking and they couldn't find, you know, where my name comes from, Caleb. They couldn't find any food or water. They didn't see it. They just didn't see it. Me, Joshua, we see it.
Okay, so you
It's
you,
right there.
So I need
you
to
have like
rename.
predator vision when you're in the club. You're like, I can fuck that. I'm gonna.
But
He doesn't always do it,
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Pussy is the last thing that I think about, which is why I get it.
That's
Law of
exactly-
detachment.
There it is.
Look
There it
up.
is.
I don't
There it
give a
is. There you
fuck
have it.
about
There it is.
None of we're
Gems.
too old. You know what I mean? Like I don't,
And they love that. What do we say? They don't want the guy they can fuck. They want what they can't have.
yeah.
Did you see the picture
That's
Sean
why
Mack
I'm
posted?
Really not fucking.
What's that?
Did you see the picture Sean Mack posted? Sorry, not to
No,
cut you off.
no.
Sean Mack's a DJ homie from back home.
I didn't see it.
He's he was sitting. It's a picture of him at a Vegas pool. You could tell it's a Vegas pool. He's on like the cabana. He's sitting there like on his phone, swagged out, looking good. And there's just some girl standing there right by him. It's like there's nobody else around. Some girl in her bathing suit standing right by him, and he posted a picture, and it said like, "She wanted me to care so bad," and I was just like, "That's amazing. That's incredible.
That's the truth.
That's incredible."
That's
Locked
the truth.
in, man. Locked in. Focus. You know. What I mean?
Hey, listen, if nothing else, if you could take one thing away from this podcast, I hope everyone uses that, because that is true. And that's why when you find yourself in a relationship, you find like so many more opportunities to get pussy.
They throw it at you.
Because you're like, well, I can't fuck them now.
You're not
they
looking
can,
for it.
They can
Attachment.
smell that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, and they're sick. The fact that that's
That
the
is
part
sick, right?
It doesn't even piss me off anymore. It's just like, damn, bro, that's fucking sick. Like
That's
that's the
fucked
only
up.
reason.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I've seen girls literally like I've just got back from California. I'm at the bar. I'm drinking whatever. Fast forward, talking to this one girl. This other girl is right here. I'm talking to this one girl. Keep in mind, I don't know this other girl, and this girl just feels so, I guess, entitled. It's a BBL girl.
Bro, okay, yeah. We
The
know.
BBL girls are a little
Should have said
entitled.
that last.
We know.
Fuck, she said
Wait,
that last.
Don't worry, she's not watching.
She so entitled to, as soon as this other girl that I was originally talking to, you know, she just has to know, like, man, you just met this girl? Why are you talking to her? Oh my gosh, she's so much better. Just a whole like 10 things. I'm like,
They're
bro,
insecure. I mean,
She
you
felt
could
the pressure.
smell-
me or her.
Right.
Yeah.
She felt the pressure.
Like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
But
She was upset that she wasn't getting enough attention. Her insecurities flared up
it's her
a little bit.
birthday, you know.
And
You can get a shot.
Well, wait. When was this? So what's her sign? That could be a part of it too.
You sound like my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't really do.
His ex-girlfriend actually used to freeze names in ice cubes if she was angry at
My
them.
ex-girlfriend was legitimately a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the only witch he's ever dated.
That's my kind of girl.
That's
Yeah.
probably it's his kind of girl, because he's the only one that doesn't believe in the brew house stuff. So he's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, what are you go
Have-
freeze her name.
Have fun. Go play with your toys.
Put this
Rubber
spell
girl, whatever you say, bounce out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me. Yeah, I feel it.
put this spell under my floor mat in my
Yeah.
car for this road trip I'm gonna take.
Yeah. Whatever makes you happy, sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no witches. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I couldn't do it myself.
It's a total no-no for me with
Yeah.
the girls that claim to, you know, with the witchery and whatnot. I just show them a couple magic tricks and I'm like, it doesn't exist. You know?
Yeah.
See, okay, so you don't believe in it either. You're not a
It's
religious
not that I
person.
don't believe in it. I just don't deal with the witchery.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I-
There's a million things for me. It's a million things to claim.
Mhm.
It's like a million things out here to claim. That, man,
Yeah.
you say anything else, you'd be a fucking Patriots fan.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be a
There's a
witch?
few of those. But female Patriot fans, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't watch sports, by the way. It's just
Neither do we. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay,
You're good
cool,
company.
Cool, cool.
I
So
feel like you're kind of it's you got to either be one of the either you're a music person or you're a sports guy. It's hard to be good at both.
When you're doing it, yeah, I think the sports ends up just being like I'm bored. Let's go watch some sports.
Yeah.
If I had a quadrillion dollars, I go fuck off and sit on the floor and, you know, get drunk for no reason and, you know, smoke some weed in the parking lot and watch people throw the football. But not right now.
Got better shit to do.
to
You're on your grind.
actually be into it, it's a good time. Like when, you know, the Cubs were doing the World Series thing, or when the Hawks were doing their Stanley Cup thing, or if
Yeah.
I was alive when Jordan was doing his thing.
Like
it would
the
be
energy of everyone else
amazing.
carrying it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
for
The
sure, I
city
feel it.
comes together,
For sure, yeah, that
and
shit's
you're
cool.
watching.
Yeah, I'll
and
watch
they're
the World
playing
Series
hard,
or
and
the-
it's great. But
whatever,
I'm not
but for
watching
sure.
some random
Yeah.
game for no reason. Like,
Betting my life savings
Yeah.
or, you know.
Yeah,
pay-
betting is a bit. I think that's a big reason why people watch it is because they have money on the line. And
oh
they're like,
yeah,
fuck.
it makes it way more exciting.
Yeah, Houston is a big sports town, kind of like Chicago. I've noticed, like the Astros have a big following here. Are you
yeah.
originally from Houston or?
No, L.A.
Okay.
Los Angeles, yeah.
What brought you out here? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, family came out here. I grew up. I spent a lot of time out here growing up.
Back and forth,
Uh,
kind of thing.
No, not back and forth. I've been out here forever. I was just born there.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I've been out here forever though. I've been in Houston 10 years, and I grew up outside in the suburbs.
Which one?
Katy.
Okay, I know Katy. Yeah, I'm like not too far. I'm in Jersey Village, so like I know Katy. I have a buddy who lives there.
Yeah, Katy. Shout out to Katy. I grew up around a lot of white people, Indian people, Mexican people, black people. I got a little.
It's a
eclectic
very
mix.
diverse city
Yeah.
here.
It's a very diverse city here.
Yeah.
Very diverse.
Now, I just watched Air. Have you guys seen the preview for Air, the movie, the Matt Damon and Ben Affleck?
No.
It's fire. It's fire. It's all about Nike acquiring Jordan as their player, their rookie person that they're going to sponsor, and creating the Jordan 1s and the whole
Like a
story.
biopic kind of thing.
It's so dope, and it made me so, like, it brought so much emotion to me. I had such an attachment to it, being from Chicago. There's a lot of nostalgia in it, all this shit, and it made me wonder, like, who is Houston's Jordan in terms of like somebody that
Robert
like,
Horry
really
was the Jordan of Houston back in the day, in that era.
But didn't he?
But who is it now?
No. Like who is it? There's like one.
I think Robert Horry was like the biggest.
think it's-
in my opinion.
Sports sense?
Yeah.
Sports
And-
sense?
Yeah.
in any sense, like crossing.
Oh, any sense? I thought you mean
It could be music.
I thought you
It
meant
could be
basketball.
sports. No, just somebody who's like transcended past whatever they're one. Like Jordan's so much bigger than just a basketball player. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like so any
I
one
got
person.
one in mind.
Big Mo.
Nah, I got one.
All right,
I
who you
want
got?
to hear what y'all got.
What do you think? I don't know.
I would have
asking
said
'cause I
screw
don't
it,
really
Mo,
know.
but
Like,
Go ahead.
I mean, like not legend though, because you know what's different too. I've noticed like, I mean, I don't know, but Jordan's not from Chicago, right?
He's not from
No, he's
Chicago.
from North Carolina.
He's from North, yeah,
North
I believe
Carolina.
North Carolina.
and then
Yeah.
he moved to Chicago. Well,
The Bulls signed him. So
yeah,
he
the
went
Bulls
to
signed him in
Chicago.
what,
Yeah, yeah.
84, 85, something like that. It was back in the day. I mean, that was the first and other than the Wizards.
Because you know
only
what,
team he
and
played
it's very. I'm glad you brought that up. It's very interesting like, how you said Big Mo, and it's very interesting how like. Because how long you been here? You grew up here too, right?
No. I'm from Chicago. Well, I grew up in Indiana. I Chicago for 20 years, and then moved here a couple years ago.
It's
He's
very-
got a
I-
deep knowledge on Houston.
I grew up
music.
listening to like Screw and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting how people, because I grew up here, and also used to like sometimes go to Florida, or you know, if I were to see my dad every once in a while, and just hearing the differences in the music that people listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Also seeing who do people that are not from here, who do they know?
Right.
You know, they didn't like. I remember getting made fun of just little shit when you're like, oh, well, they like, who you got? Oh, I got Chameleon there. Who the fuck is Chameleon there?
Yeah.
Here, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I'm like
That's
Big
the
Mo, and they're like, what the fuck is Big Mo? And like Screw and all
Yeah.
that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's crazy that you say that, because I feel like if like Travis Scott, really.
I mean,
You think
Travis Scott,
it's Travis?
Yeah.
he's way bigger than any of them.
That
for
was
sure.
It's fucking, and it's crazy because it's like that's really like when you think about like global, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
on
Man,
in all aspects, like financially,
Just like Jordan, he had to deal with McDonald's, so that's
Fucking
that's pretty
bro.
big. That's pretty big.
I was thinking Travis Scott was the first person to come to my mind, but I don't have a very deep knowledge.
and
of
really
these
did
things.
other stuff because
Yeah,
everybody
clothing.
else, everyone else had
He's got his own shoe,
But
Like,
also
just like Nike.
he's
yeah.
the one,
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
In comparison, he's young in the game right now. He's
In
done all these
comparison.
things, and we still have time to see what
okay.
else he does.
Here's my take on that. I think that he year 2 years. When was the Astro?
The trampling.
Yeah, when was that? Like 2 years
That was
ago.
a year and a half, I think.
Okay, so
maybe.
let's say, I think up until that,
The
he
Astro
was
World
Jordan
incident.
in 95 or 94, right?
I mean, Jordan. I think I might be wrong, but Jordan slapped the bitch before.
No.
Jordan
And
has
hear me
gone
out.
through his fair share.
Jordan's done some things, you know. He doesn't go without sin.
Yeah.
But he's not Jesus, all right? But here's what I'm saying. Right before the Astroworld shit, he had just released that Netflix documentary, remember?
Yes.
Like that made him larger than life. Plus the McDonald's thing had just happened. Like he was literally there was no higher point that he had been in his entire career, right? And then that was just like a brick wall. And I think if he wouldn't have hit that brick wall, he probably could have been as big as Drake. But I think that set him back, because you got to think about it. He was about to drop an album, and then after that happened, the album never dropped. Obviously,
it's in
you got to kind of fade to black
Yeah,
for a little
no,
bit.
Yes.
for sure. It's in
Yes.
different. It's in different contexts. Those one, just because his brick wall is still like,
it's hard to. It's like 12 bodies, 8 bodies. I don't know. It's a lot of.
I mean, but even with that though, it's just like like with Chris Brown when he did that thing, like, that shit made a difference. But at
he
the same,
did come back.
But there's no, you feel me?
Beating a girl up and like killing 12 fans is
He beat a girl up.
well.
He beat up Rihanna.
Yeah, that's true. That's
girl.
true.
He beat
That's
her up,
like
but
beating up Lady Gaga almost. You can't. Like,
no, Brianna's bigger than Lady. Well, yeah, I mean, it just depends on the demographic, but yeah, that was a big big boo boo.
I'm just saying, like, Travis's brick wall is like.
But he's also
people ain't never finna even get there to his.
yes.
I will also say that I could still play Travis Scott records in the club to this day, and people don't really care. And I can't do that necessarily with R. Kelly everywhere, but
they don't hit like they used to.
they don't hit.
They don't hit like they did before.
He just, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. He got Don and,
Yeah, he's got other people that kind of carry the label.
I think he will be fine. I think that he is talented, and I think that he will be able to prevail the same way that Chris Brown did. But yeah, it's going to take time.
It's going to take time,
especially if he does some new shit with the music and whatnot.
I think he needs to. I mean,
freaky with it. You know what I'm saying?
I would say like, if I was a PR agent, a PR agent, I would do this or that. But really, I think he's doing the only thing that you really can do in that point, and that's just kind of lay low.
Yeah, bro's going crazy.
Eventually, maybe he could come back. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna have to do some collateral cleanup, but
he can retire. Like me, and
he can retire.
Yeah,
I mean, his baby mama's a billionaire. He's good.
Chilling.
The kid's good. You're
I'm
good.
trying to get a billionaire pregnant.
Well,
man or woman. Because these days you can do both.
You can do both. Yes, that's true.
Wait. I didn't even. My head didn't even.
Yeah. It's 2023. Let's not assume.
I'm non-binary, dog. I don't know about you, but I'm out here. I'm trans.
He's trying to get his Bud Light.
You see this blue and white attire I got going here? This is for Bud Light.
Let's go, baby.
I've been seeing Bud Light everywhere, but I don't know what's going on.
Well, they got a tranny. That they're Michael Jordan of their branding is a transsexual. So shout out to them and shout out to the tranny community. But if you were really gonna do any brand to attach transsexual, Bud Light.
Yeah, it's just like it's.
I mean, it's better than Budweiser, but like
it's the same company.
I think their demographic probably is like hillbillies who hate trannies kind of thing.
Yes.
Who owns Bud Light?
Anheuser-Busch. And they own like everything. So really, it's like you can't, or the people that are wanting to boycott it, you're not really. What are you going to boycott every single beer?
Bro, they've put allegedly they've put a $7 billion dent.
$7 billion?
$7 billion dent.
Holy shit!
Into Anheuser-Busch's worth.
Yo, I wonder what like the lady who came up with that idea. Do you think she still has a job or no?
There's no way. There's no way.
I bet they couldn't fire her though, because then she would have a case. She'd be like, "You're firing me based on prejudice towards."
It's a mess, dude.
Yeah.
We're in the weeds. We're deep in the weeds with this. But here's the thing. I don't really believe anything that I see on the internet.
That's true.
I was just about to say that.
When I see a tweet from the New York Post that says Anheuser-Busch lost $7 billion, I'm like, I'm sure they lost some money, but like, I would have to click on the article and really read it because the headlines are always a lie and it's all this and that. But here's what I do know. Dante posted. Dante's a DJ from Chicago who now owns several different bars. I think at least like 4 or 5. And he said that he only had to order 1 case of Bud Light in the last week, which is unheard of.
Because no one's drinking it?
Yeah, he's like, I've never experienced this. Is insane.
Yeah.
And I believe him because I know him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could see it being that. It's funny though, like you see like the Kid Rock.
Phasing it out.
The Kid Rock machine gunning the fucking cases, and then the picture comes out of him in a nightclub drinking a Bud Light with a tranny. Did you see that picture?
No.
Bro, you got to look it up. There's a picture of him, I think it's like from like 2004 or something, whenever he was like popping, and it's him in a nightclub, coincidentally sucking on a Bud Light with both lips, might I add you, like sucking it.
But that's the whole thing, is like, that's actually amazing because he obviously drinks Bud Light, or did. He used to, right? Yeah. And he doesn't care if you're trans or not. It's just the fact that this
his
company
number's about to go up.
He was like, I mean, let me attach myself to this fucking giant group of people who hate trannies, and then I'll make myself relevant again. Because if he really hated trannies, then he would have never been in a nightclub with a tranny.
Exactly.
I don't think he fucked it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
But then again,
I don't know.
like,
I don't know.
nowadays, you never
All I'm
know.
saying is
Sounds
you can't
genius to me.
unless that tranny like sexually assaulted him that night and made him hate trannies. I don't think he really does. I think he just
It's not about him hating trannies. I think it's about it's like
Capitalization.
it's like, what are you doing,
Yeah.
Bud Light? Like, what are you doing? This is very clearly not your target audience.
Yeah.
You're just doing this because it's like a
the
thing to do.
Yeah.
It's
it's like every
it's like,
movie being woke as fuck.
I don't want to. I don't look over here at my at my tax returns.
Yeah.
Because we're
on the woke train.
over here doing. We have a tranny spokesperson.
Yeah,
So
right.
we're obviously good. You can't tell me we're not good and we're not doing everything we're supposed
You're gonna
to be doing.
assume that we're not good because we have a tranny?
Right. It's like it's just such a weird play. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I
who
think in like
cares?
10 years we're gonna look back at all this and be like, what a fucking crazy time that was.
Yeah. It's like it really has nothing to do
Or
with
are we?
I mean, I can't see it get much
I
worse,
don't
but
know
who
what
knows?
the fuck going on. I'm just trying to get up out of here.
I'm
That's
trying
it.
to get a Neuralink.
I got about 40 more years on this rock.
Here, bro.
If I'm lucky, 50, but we'll
Got
see.
nothing to say. Everybody be everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's get back to you though. Lil Wayne, you're loving Lil Wayne in high school. He's inspiring you. When do you first really take rap seriously? When do you go from like, I like rap, I want to be a rapper, I am now going to be a rapper. My goal is to make music and conquer this
Man, it's been
platform.
Like, it's been like back and forth, up and down. I mean, like I knew in like first, third grade, like I got poems and little papers and whatnot, visual just of
The words came to mind. You
My
knew
mama
what.
showed me, visual descriptions. I'm like, I'm gonna look like this. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna be doing this. I was like good at sports, but I knew I wasn't gonna do sports. This shit just wasn't long term plan.
Was it because you didn't have the passion for it? You were just good at it inherently, or what
I
do you
like
think?
to say I don't have ADHD, but I do have ADHD, and
I can
it's just
relate to
boring.
that.
It was just boring for me.
Yeah.
It was I like challenge. You know what I mean? And that music shit. There's no blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And this shit just looks way funner and just more creative, and you know
can
what I
kind of
mean?
do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah,
really.
for sure.
There's no rules to it.
Yeah, let me see. Taking it serious, like you can always make fun of yourself in the past and say, "Oh, I wasn't taking shit serious," even though you thought you were taking it serious.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You fucking say I'm taking it serious. Like
Hindsight is
X amount-
2020. That's
you know
what
what I'm
they
saying?
say.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like 2000 and they all fucking running together now. Let me see. 2000 and like 18, 19, I guess.
So you were probably about 20.
Dude, but what kind
Oh,
of
my
math
bad,
you
my
got,
bad,
bro?
my
That
bad,
was
my
fucking like 5 years ago.
Sorry, that might have been the edible.
Yeah.
So you were about
he's
25. You're about 25.
25. 25.
Don't blame it
I'm
on
over here
edible.
thinking it's 23rd.
You went to school in Lincolnwood and it's showing. I'm just kidding.
Come on, bro. I'll put
tease.
Lincolnwood up against anyone. L Dub.
25. Yeah, like 25. 25.
Okay, so 25, and then you're now you're rebranding. You're taking
I'm rebranded. It's CALEUCCI.
You're rebranded.
Yeah.
CALEUCCI's in the house.
Yeah.
We talked about this with Classy when he was on the pod, like how 50 Cent was a rapper before he was really 50 Cent, and In the Club came out. But it was a different thing. He kind of rebranded as well.
Yeah.
But he had help.
'Cause if
right?
you
He had
listen to his
Dr.
music-
Dre, he had Eminem.
Before that, it doesn't sound anything like the 50 we know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you, in addition to obviously the name change and branding, do you feel that your flow is switching, or do you feel like your musical influence on what your kind? Because everything's based off influence, right? Like we can be as original as we want, but you pull from everything, right? All life experiences, whether it's
From
Wayne or whoever.
And you
whoever.
pull from what you want to, too. You know
Exactly,
what I
that's
mean?
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
100%. When
But-
you know what I mean?
At this point, do you think that you're pulling from a different creative pool, or do you think it's kind of just
Just
you in general as the?
No, I mean, really just being just like I said, man, just more raw and honest. There's a lot of topics that I stayed away from, specifically to, try to appease everybody and shit like that. But I mean, in reality, like, it was very interesting and funny to me hearing everything that the rappers were the ones that were making, like a lot of money, generating.
Yeah.
Not making, generating the most money.
Right.
Hearing the topics and things that they were talking about, and I would stay away from that stuff because, as a good person, raised properly,
Right.
you take responsibility for other people's actions.
So you're not rapping about the
I don't want to
Percocets
be
and
100%. Yeah. And it's crazy because it's just like, just being honest, a lot of people don't know this shit, but, to be 1,000,000% honest, like we've been done all of that. You know what I mean? Like people don't understand. Like when I grew up around like white people, like I grew up around, I didn't have money, but I grew up around money, and I got to really say in one of my songs, "Seen shit in the hood that I learned from the burbs." Like a lot goes on in the burbs because it's access to a lot. You know what I'm saying? So hearing these people talk about all this stuff that I didn't see people die from, seeing people lose family over whoop-de-whoop, it was just like, wait a minute, what the fuck is
why are we
man?
glorifying something that destroys people's lives?
So I want it to be all the way to the left of that.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But now I'm like, man, you know what? Just mix it in. Kendrick is a great example. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
I
artist,
fuck with Kendrick
person,
heavy.
Period.
Strategy, not so much. I love Kendrick.
He's growing up.
He's growing to like him more.
No, that's not true.
I've heard you play a couple Kendrick songs.
He has
music
some
or
gems.
not, music or not, like it's like I said, as a person, it's just different.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
it's
sure.
different.
Yeah.
I do like the way that, well, I hate to use the word condescending, but sometimes it can come across as condescending because he'll be like, rapping about like uplifting the community, but then in the same like verse he'll talk about killing someone, and I don't think that that's like not by design. I think that he, like anyone,
person on the planet.
you have some bit of a split personality on views. One moment I might be like, yo, like I'm getting my life together, and at the same time I might be like, yo, I'm ready to go out and get fucked up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Fuck some bitches.
Yeah,
I gotta piss
fuck my
really
nose
bad.
up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's talk about sports just for a minute. And I know neither of us really fuck with sports.
Right.
In high school, you were playing sports, or this was like younger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you got more pussy from the sports thing, or do you feel like once you started like identifying more as a rapper, that brought more pussy?
I mean, like I've really been me this entire time. You know what I mean? So I wasn't I was good at sports, but I had authority issues. So I played, but it wasn't just like niggas ain't counting on me. You know what I mean? I'll drop 20, 25. I'll drop 16
numbers on
in
the board.
first. Yeah, for sure. But it just wasn't like people just knew. Like I just wasn't locked in. I didn't care. Like I'd go to I was really partying in high school, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I did enough to get by, and I made my money and stayed out the way. And I was already not focused on getting out. I ain't go to graduate early. But shit, I'm focused on. I already knew that there was just more beyond high school. You know what I mean?
A lot of rappers actually come from playing sports and stuff like that. I know ESTG was like a big sports guy.
Yeah.
Mac 10. And, I mean, the list goes on and on. I want to say J. Cole's actually really good at basketball.
Yeah.
Right? You're a big J. Cole fan.
Yeah, I like J. Cole more than Kendrick Lamar.
I can't relate because
That's cool.
J. Cole to me is like a fucking snooze.
I
Like
love that guy, but he's boring.
he's boring as shit, bro.
It's okay.
If we're talking lyrics,
If we're talking lyrics, then fucking Shakespeare has great lyrics. If
don't
you
wanna
fucking
talk.
dissect it, but like, is there any listenability? Like, can I
'Cause
sit
look,
there and listen?
Kendrick
to
is one of my favorite artists on earth, but I don't listen to him every day.
Who would you say you listen
don't
to
listen
every
to
day?
him.
Or
I don't really listen to nobody every. I don't really fuck with these niggas like that. I respect everything that everybody has going on.
nothing's really.
Nah.
Not even
like,
Drake. You don't like Drake?
I mean, it's not that I don't like Drake. It's just this way. I have too much respect for the guy for his craft, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I have favorite songs,
Yeah.
but I don't just like.
What do you listen to anything outside of rap?
Yeah, like I like house, I like trance, I like deep house, I like.
what kind of house are you into right now? 'Cause I'm a new house head.
So the thing about me too with music is I don't really like ever go out of my way to find anything. I don't like for anyone.
But you could vibe in a house club.
100%.
Like, yeah,
That's
for
my
sure.
shit. Like I've been listening. Like Cascade is one of my favorite artists. I've been listening.
That's
to
Chicago native.
Like,
Yeah, that's our guy. We love
like
Cascade.
high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go out of my way to go see bro play. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so I'm all about energy at the end
For
of the
sure.
day, you know what I'm saying? So
Cascade, I haven't heard too much new stuff from him, but I did used to always like, even before I was like really in the house like that, like I always was like, his music was like beautiful. It's like melodic. Like, it feels good.
Yeah.
Did you see Fred again's Tiny Desk?
No, is it fire?
Bro.
How does that even happen?
Bro.
Acapella?
Yo, he sampled anybody. First of all, he sings, so he sang over a couple tracks, but everything else was samples of the people singing that he was triggering. Dude, this guy was using a looper. He was playing the piano while hitting samples, while fucking doing loops on the xylophone or whatever. Dude, it's
all him, one man band man.
He's talented, bro.
One man band man.
Yes, that boy is talented.
He's like a Rick. What's that guy's name? Rick.
Mark Ribier.
Mark Ribier.
Yeah.
I want to see that guy live. He's a fuck. Are you familiar with this guy? He's like a kind of weirdo hipster.
I bet if you saw him, you'd know.
Yeah, you've probably seen his
He's
videos
big
like
on the
viral,
internet.
and he
Got
just
the
like
mustache, the glasses, the long hair. He's
somebody
usually in a robe.
like in the chat will be like, "Yo, like make a song about like doing your laundry." And I'm like, "All right," and he'll just like start making like a crazy beat, and they're never like the same. Like one might be
producer or
house,
what?
He's a
the
producer.
next one's
he
hip hop,
sings, he raps, dude.
but it's like comedic, but it's actually good at the
Right,
same time.
a lot of his
Bro's
shit's
talented.
crazy. A lot of his shit's like, I'm fucking flamingos and I'm doing your mom's dishes and this and that. And
But
he's,
it
like,
sounds
saying crazy
dope.
shit.
Like when you hear it, you're like, "This is dope." But like, it's definitely not something like you would hear like on Spotify, not knowing that he's like making it organically raw at the moment,
I feel you.
because it's all like through a sampler. So he just like puts in a pad and then goes to the next one, puts it in, and like just on the fly it makes it. But like when you're seeing the process, you have more respect for it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen how that dude came up? Like he used to do shows. Like what he does in his little studio live streams, he used to do in front of an audience and stream it. And it's like at a coffee shop.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
and he's like singing crazy songs
the link.
about.
and then like, sitting there,
Send me the link.
Fuck your
Send me
mother.
the link.
Fuck your mother.
Send me the link.
Yeah, you got to check out Mark.
I
He's
got
a
you.
fucking legend.
He's the man. Yeah, he's definitely the man. I've been
For the
watching
first
some of
time in
his
84, 85 episodes, I have to take a piss.
shit. 88.
88.
Yeah,
I'll be back.
let's go, champ.
Be back.
Take a little, let it out a little bit. It's hard to talk when for me at least. I can't hold my
They in
pee
here
in.
taking shots and shit.
I
Getting
cannot
drunk.
hold my pee in for the life of me. And
They in
then
here
on
getting
top
drunk.
of that, I'm just trying to talk. I'm trying to like be engaged in a conversation, and my
Right.
dick keeps telling me like, "Hey,
Can't do it. Yeah.
you gotta
Can't do
take
it.
care of this." You know?
My mom used to smack us if we ain't pee before you leave the house. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a nice. You gotta pee before you leave. That's a Larry David.
Got to.
That's a Larry David ism.
Larry David.
Larry David, the dude from
Okay.
Curb Your
That's what I thought.
Enthusiasm,
Okay, that's what I thought.
dude who made Seinfeld.
That didn't like that show or that.
You didn't like that? Oh man, bro.
Just I was just talking about something with somebody
on,
about
man.
the show.
You're
I think
listening
what
to
it is-
Kendrick and not watching Larry?
It just doesn't stimulate my brain. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if anything, now I accidentally turned one of those shows on, or I was at an Airbnb or something, and it just, or a hotel, and it just popped up.
Yeah.
Flicking through channels, and I was like, this sounds kind of calming, but I wouldn't be tapped in like Friends and all. I missed all of that.
Friends, I used
I'll
to
be
watch with
watching
my
anime.
mom.
I'll be watching anime and shit though. You know what I'm saying?
So you big what's the anime shit that what's the most popular
only non-anime people say shit like what he's about to say right
what's
now.
the most popular one?
Kira?
No, what's the most popular one? The biggest one. That the one that everyone loves.
Cowboy Bebop?
Debatable. You could say Dragon Ball Z.
No, not Dragon Ball Z. I know that. It's
Cowboy
more
Bebop.
deep, not like wasn't on Nickelodeon and shit.
Oh.
Oh man, what is it?
That's
It was in
yeah,
Fortnite. Fortnite did a collab with them.
Travis Scott?
Martian,
What a legend.
Star Wars.
He got it though. I mean, look, that is the Michael Jordan of Houston.
He
I'm
is.
glad that we established that because
He is, but not yet. Even like he has more.
he
time.
has a fucking Fortnite.
I mean,
concert.
I'm trying to give him more props than he's getting. Like
He ain't getting bigger than he
he's
was.
gone
I
that
don't think so.
far already, and is still his career is so much shorter.
5 M's and we,
See, now we're talking
Yeah,
because he's actually probably watched it. He's a big fan.
100%.
You know him and his ex-wife, baby mama. They love us.
Yeah, we're out here.
You know what it is.
So wait, are you pretending to like anime? Did I? What did I walk into?
There's this one thing that it has escaped my brain at the moment, but I watch a lot of Fortnite. And my boy Cypher PK is a big anime guy. Mr. Beast likes anime. I know these are my boys.
Yeah, you gotta follow him.
So
You should maybe do some research. I mean, you smoke weed a lot now, so I think you could probably get into
really
it.
my thing.
If you're high, though. Honestly, I'm not a big anime guy, but I did like Cowboy Bebop and Akira. Akira only because I'm old as fuck, and that was like the one that as a kid.
How young are you?
I'm 38. I'll be 38 Tuesday. Monday?
Oh, your birthday
Tuesday.
is in April. It's coming
Yeah,
up.
it's like Monday or Tuesday. I don't
What are you
fucking know.
doing?
I don't know. We're getting fucked up,
You
though.
got
I'll tell you,
plans?
Sunday.
I don't know. We get
Sunday?
fucked up. Though.
Sunday,
I'll
I
tell you
think
what.
it's going down. I
I'll
got
tell
it
you
double,
what.
but when I'm done at 10 o'clock, it's any man's.
You going crazy?
We'll see.
You coming to church?
Uh,
You gonna get
and
baptized?
if you don't call it church, I might come.
You gonna get baptized?
Jesus,
Hey man,
this guy,
pull up, man.
sacrilegious piece of shit.
Hey man.
What else we got?
I'm really
I feel like-
stuck on trying to remember.
I can
the
feel
name
the
of
energy
this
is
fucking
not being
anime.
directed into the podcast. You're thinking about the anime.
I am.
You're gonna remember.
Yeah, it's gonna come up. All right.
You guys ever watch Boondocks? That's
Boondocks,
not anime.
The old
I used to
cartoon.
not like it is anime.
And that's what I was about to say. It is that anime, right?
What
Because
is the definition of anime?
I picture it's like the ones where the fucking flies through the hair and the fucking shit. You know, it's like
The
flying in
screen's
back-
going behind them like Speed
Yeah,
Racer.
and then boom, and then like there's like
Yeah,
maybe some
see,
softcore
that's the
porn
thing,
in
I
it.
don't know why.
Yeah.
See, I don't know why.
Little
Like,
hentai.
I don't even like the word anime. I don't really like the word anime because that just means animation.
Yeah, but it's like
No,
Japanese.
but everyone knows that it's Asian based.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but-
Maybe the eyes twinkle a little bit weird.
No.
And then they're like,
They got
you know,
big titties.
there's like some incest porn shit in there. I don't know.
I mean, if
Maybe
they-
that's just
if
my
they're doing it
server.
to label it like that, and keep it over there. Then yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yes, dude.
Wait, so Boondocks? I mean, I guess the animation style is kind of like that, right? And because they have like those like still moments, like where they're walking and it's like the rain's coming down. You know?
Yeah, just simple, just let more cost effective.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of
I
shit,
fuck with that.
think is what it is.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boondocks is a funny ass show.
It's crazy. I didn't like it growing up at all until I got older. I didn't like it at all. It wasn't my shit.
I never was like a big fan, but like, yeah, I think probably the same. Like,
Yeah.
as I got older, I kind of appreciate the characters more because I'm like, I definitely know why this
they're
old
talking
guy
about.
hates everyone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They went in with that.
Yeah.
It's deeper. Yeah,
It's for sure deeper.
Spent time on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Character
As a kid, I always like
Yeah.
I was always a Simpsons
Important.
guy. Believe it or not, a lot of people hate Simpsons.
It got boring to me, but it was cool.
I think what I liked about the Simpsons was like it was such like its own universe. You know what I'm saying? Like the reoccurring characters, like that
Yeah.
made me feel like I was at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They did paint a nice picture of their own world.
For sure, they definitely encompass it.
And Springfield.
Hey, Springfield! Shout out to Spring. We don't know what state ever, but Springfield somewhere.
Some Springfield, some.
Yeah, that was like the ongoing joke is like you never really find out what state it's in because every state has a Springfield. Like Springfield, Illinois is the capital, but there's like Springfield, Missouri. There's fucking
Yeah.
probably Springfield, Texas. I would venture to believe.
Most likely.
So that was kind of the ongoing joke. But the other thing that's crazy is like all the shit that like they kind of like predicted that like now like people go back and they find
Yeah.
like scenes like the Trump presidency,
Yeah.
like the 9/11 shit. Like
Yeah, they went
it's
crazy.
kind of crazy. Like
They went crazy.
It's almost creepy.
I love seeing shit like
you
that.
like a good conspiracy?
Love it.
Well, something came up
Love
on my
it. I just-
Facebook
look,
feed
I
last
just-
night.
look, I just act like I don't.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to act pretty hard because I got a heavy one for you guys today.
Yeah.
I'm not one to wear a tin hat, but I was drunk last night, listening to the sounds of DJ High C, and I was scrolling through my Facebook because I was kind of, getting a little tired. It's past my bedtime, and I come across this thing, and what intrigued me was The Simpsons. So, like, it had this picture, and it was like The Simpsons never lied, and it showed the picture. If you guys ever seen, I think it was a Simpson movie where they were actually in a bubble.
That's literally what the only thing I was thinking about as we were speaking right now.
There it is, telepathy. So I'm like, all right, you guys have intrigued me. There's this bubble, right? And then I'm a pretty open thinker. I could believe that we're living in some sort of simulation or whatever, incubation, whatever you want to call it. So I start reading this, and it's a reader, right? I wish I would have saved the file. It was so heavy that I was like, yo, I kind of want to snapshot this and read it later when I'm not fucked up.
Yeah.
But I still read through the whole thing. And it was talking about how we're in a multi-dimensional reality, okay?
Which is
that
true.
moves like water, like a wave, right? And every time that the wave shifts, that's how things change in this reality of dimensions.
No, when you say things, give me an example.
I mean, it didn't say specifically, but it was kind of more just like how we see things as what's the term I'm thinking about here? Like free will, right?
Okay.
It's actually these multidimensional planes waving and shifting the way our day goes, right? Where we might always sit on this couch, but as this thing shifts, we get up and move around and do something else, and we move into another multi-dimension.
Like the feeling of wanting to get up. And
exactly.
Go is
It's kind of really us just shifting, and we're not really in control like we think we are. And then the other thing was
perspective is reality.
But perspective is reality. And I'm not saying that I'm ready to drink the Kool-Aid, but just hear me out.
Sure, 100%.
So I'm reading on it, and it's talking more about how we're actually on a it's like a flat basin. It's not flat Earth, but it talks about Antarctica was like created by it used to be a wall. And Antarctica is a wall around this flat base. We see it as the North and South Pole because on a round Earth, you would travel this way and you would hit it. You would travel this way and you would hit it. But really, it's just a barricade of ice. I don't know. All I will say that's kind of coincidental about that is the fact that every nation in the world owns a part of Antarctica. And isn't it kind of coincidental that no one travels there? That is a fact. Yeah, like it's not. No one owns Antarctica. It's not its own continent. Like we own a part of Antarctica. Russia owns a part of Antarctica. All this stuff. But if it's just an ice cap that there's really nothing there, why is it so important to everything? Right?
Now
it gets deeper.
Go ahead.
All right. So then it starts talking about how fossil fuels that we burn.
Good conspiracy.
Fossil fuels that we burn, right, for meaningless things like materialistic things, right, like cars or whatever, right, is made by decaying ancestors. Okay, so then you think about it, and you think about what oil really is
Comes from the ground.
decaying matter that is what the fuck, biological, but it and again, I'm paraphrasing something that I read when I was drunk, but
as if everyone who is dead in buried in the ground has then seeped into the ground and turned into oil because the oil come from the ground.
Exactly. And but it's like from a spiritual sense too.
Yeah.
And then we take that and we burn it rather than preserving it and learning from it or whatever.
So what would preserving oil look like?
Well, I mean, not touching it.
Just leaving it.
Yeah. But by us burning it for meaningless material things, we are destroying our past and not learning from it.
Essentially, we are only burning it for material things.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. The more I read this, the more I was like, this makes sense. It's fucking far out there.
Yeah.
But when you read it and the way they word it,
now
it's pretty heavy.
If we're in this Antarctic dome,
well, not a dome. It's a flat basin that is surrounded by a wall.
So you could.
That's
so
what they
going
say.
to space is not an issue.
Well, I don't know.
In this scenario.
I didn't read that part. It didn't tell the entire fucking
Right.
theory.
No, I'm just
Around the
I'm just
world,
trying to.
I would have to go up and over Antarctica to get outside of the world. Is what it would.
I
be
guess I've never been down
So
Antarctica. I couldn't tell you, but I can say it's a no-fly zone, and I can say I have always heard that there's like a weird thing about Antarctica that like.
Where's the North Pole? Where's the North and South Pole at? Where's Santa?
Well, maybe Santa's the guy who put us here.
Wait,
I don't know.
He's not at the Antarctica.
So-
Well, they say it is,
South Pole, right?
but I've never been to the North Pole or South Pole, which is a great place to put Santa,
Where nobody goes.
where nobody goes.
Sure, bro's from the Antarctica, right?
North Pole. Well, I don't know that he's really exists, but that's a whole other story. We don't have to get into that yet.
But perspective is
But perspective is reality. You know what I'm saying?
Reality
And then
just a suggestion.
and then there's one last part that I that kind of stuck with me and resonated a little bit. Have you heard of the 100? So it said that there's actually only 144,000 people on the earth that are just recreated, and that's written in our DNA. That there was some like thing that a numerical thing. So hear me out, and I'm like, okay, 144,000. But if you really think about it, how the fuck do we know that there's a billion people, right? We know because it's perceived by everyone. But have you, if there was really 144,000 people and you didn't count them, like how would you know?
Is this like if a tree falls in the woods
Yeah,
and nobody hears
exactly.
it fall kind of thing?
So like
right?
if we're in a simulated reality, right, then why do we have to stop there? Why can't we believe that if this is a simulated reality, that there aren't actually as many characters as we think. But in our day-to-day lives, we're never going to see more than 144,000 people at a time, right?
See, I think when you said that, the first thing that came into mind was that there's 144,000 types of people, right? And then everybody else is sort of just one of those types of
It's possible. I read it when I was drunk.
Yeah.
So perception is reality.
'Cause I definitely don't believe that there is
And I'm not saying I believe any of this
3
shit.
billion different types of people.
Yeah.
I definitely don't believe that. No
like
way.
everyone's an individual that looks different than anybody else.
But
And
I
it
would
doesn't
say
act
if
like
you get some
anybody
free
else.
time and you want to, look at the dark side of the moon, maybe Google 144,000 and DNA, and you'll probably get this whole theory and can read a better thing on it.
Yeah, I would
And
like to do
listen,
that.
anybody that joins this cult and kills themselves, don't blame Dolo, okay?
Yeah.
You're enter at your own risk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I believe any of this shit. I'm just saying I read it on Facebook when I was drunk.
I'm not gonna Google it. I'm gonna talk to God about it.
There you go. Check in.
Whoop-de-whoop, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And the best way
There's
to
probably
talk,
a trillion different stories out there.
Oh, I've heard them. I hear them every fucking day. I mean, I might encounter somebody tonight who gives me a better fucking conspiracy theory that I've
got to
listened
get
to.
99 notifications about
They're gonna be like, nothing is happening. Antarctica exists.
44,000 people.
Yeah, that's what it said.
I'm doing mushrooms tonight.
Well, this would be a good time.
I brought some in my bag. If you need some.
I got some in the cabinet.
Perfect.
You're not like that.
I'm like that.
Okay, let me tell you a little background on strategy.
Nah, you
I'm like that.
I
I've done it twice.
Wait, you've done
Just a
mushrooms?
little, just
Motherfucker, you never told me you did mushrooms. When I met this guy, he was straight edge.
This happened on Monday.
Jesus, I knew this was gonna happen when you started smoking weed.
Yeah,
It's a gateway drug.
I took one capsule, so like a microdose.
Wait, you took an actual cap or did you take a chocolate?
A capsule, so ground up mushroom put into a capsule.
Oh, well, that's
Right,
like
right.
what? Not even a full mushroom.
Yeah, no, a tiny.
You got to eat at least
Look.
2 or 3 grams.
Look.
You know me. I'm slow. Slow motion is the only motion.
Yeah.
Look, man. I got some shrooms with me, man.
I got some too.
Look, I'm gonna leave you with some. No cap. You know.
Well, the caps are the best part.
No cap.
No, you.
No. He said capsule. He said capsule.
No, I want cap stems. I want it all.
Yeah.
No capsule. I'm gonna get cap.
Yeah. You know, I chocolate's kind of ruined that mushroom game for me because you never know how much you get and it's never enough. If you know what I'm saying,
enough.
it's never enough. If you really want to experience mushrooms, you gotta fucking go in, baby. You can't just dip your feet.
No. We can't.
Oh.
No. We can't.
Believe me.
No.
CALEUCCI
I've done a lot of psychedelics, CALEUCCI.
CALEUCCI. This kid is.
And
He's
I'm telling
a
you.
walking drug experiment.
Look,
I'm telling
Seen
you.
it.
Look, I'm gonna be light on here. My first. Remember how I said, bro? I stayed away from it because
Yeah.
it was fully me.
Yeah.
I'm really like that.
Okay.
I'm really like that. You look,
like
it's
that?
it's. You can ask the rappers.
I think that you
You can
guys should
ask
have a
the-
mushroom eating contest.
No, because no.
That could be very bad.
No mushroom. All mushroomies know we take way less now than we ever took.
Yeah, you got it. But I'm saying if you really want to experience it,
But he
I
tried
do.
to get you out.
Wait,
No,
what?
I do. Here's the thing. I do
because it's a
wanna
different
have-
experience.
I do
once you
wanna have
get
a
that.
life-changing experience.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to start there.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna ease my way in.
I think
guy's
the first
crazy.
time I ever
This
did
guy's
it,
crazy, bro.
I ate half an eighth, and man, when that taste, that taste hits your mouth before you start tripping. Like we were there, I'm like 45 minutes. I'm like, we went to a forest preserve. I'm like, man, I didn't feel shit. I was like, this is fucking bunk shit. I was like, I ate these disgusting ass mushrooms. They did nothing. And then I remember just like standing like by a creek, and it just fucking that taste just got in my mouth, and I was just like. You start feeling like that flushness, that little rush. Oh, it's fucking great. But I did mushrooms not too long ago, and I took some chocolates, and it was like that tease. They're like, "Oh, you gotta try microdosing."
Yeah, and you just-
I'm like, "Oh yeah, let me try a microdose," and I'm like, I feel a little different, but I don't really. I know that like I'm on that cusp where like I want to break through. You know what I'm saying? And so it was more frustrating for me.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't drink because when you're on mushrooms, you don't want to drink.
Yeah.
And so like I'm trying to drink alcohol, and I'm like, this tastes like disgusting. I'm like, what am I doing to my body?
Yeah.
So I'm getting all like don't do this. That's probably the way you should take mushrooms. Actually, the more I think about it.
So I took one cap on Monday and it was cool. I took 2 on Wednesday and went deep.
2 at one time.
2 capsules. Not a.
Did you get a little bit of anxiety from it?
No anxiety, but like I felt good. The lights, the red lights, that
little intense,
that
it's brighter.
backlight, the bar at Tokyo Joe's were they were very intense.
Yeah.
Not very, but more intense. Yes.
Yeah.
And I just felt good. I'm gonna take 3 tonight. We'll see what happens.
Okay. But were you able to drink on them?
I didn't want to. But I did, like, I had the bottle in the booth and I took a little, you take a shot with
Yeah.
me. I'm like, all right, fucking pour a couple drips in my mouth.
But-
I feel like 9 times out of 10. Oh, sorry, not to interrupt. When I meet somebody nowadays, it's like, no, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I'm like, you eat mushrooms, you little bastard.
Yeah.
You're microdosing because really and that's a positive of it, right? Because I don't think alcohol is a good thing by any means.
It's not whatsoever.
But microdosing mushrooms kind of makes you aware of that.
Yeah.
Self-aware. That's what I feel like it does.
That shit's important. Like I said, I probably took mushrooms. I think I was like 16. I've taken mushrooms over 1,000 times, 100%.
I don't know that I've done
16
that
to
many.
30?
I've done
From 16 to 30, you've taken mushrooms over 1,000 times.
Over 1,000.
well. Let's
that down?
do some math.
We know
do
my
some
math's
math.
not good.
365 days in a year.
Right.
Give me 10 years.
10 years.
365 days.
That's you're doing it once every 3 days.
I know 2020. I know 2020. I microdosed for 3 months every other day for sure, and that's not including any of the childish times. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when you say
I'm
microdose,
I'm a real adult now.
Right,
you
right,
feel
right,
me?
right,
So
right,
it's
right,
like
right.
for me, like I was put on Ritalin in 3rd grade. And
Yeah,
shit.
same.
I studied health and shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been a trainer and all that for 10 years. So psychology and blah blah blah. So for me, it helped me not do certain drugs. You know what I mean, I don't do much to get fucked up. I ain't rich enough yet.
2CI got me off of cigarettes.
Really?
Inadvertently.
On
because
accident, right?
On accident.
Just made you smarter? Or
well,
what?
no, I kind of like did way too much and ended up in the hospital. But when I
Called
came
an
out
overdose.
the
You
next
could say
day,
overdose.
yeah, a
It's
little
a harsh-
overdose. But I
harsh
don't know that you can
term.
really overdose. Well, 2CI is some bullshit. It's not like real organic, so it's.
I don't know what it is. What
Yeah, it put me in the hospital. But anyhow, after being sedated and pinned to a fucking bed for 12 hours, the next day I came out and I didn't have any plans of quitting smoking, but I quit smoking cigarettes. I was 28 at that time and I had smoked cigarettes a pack a day since I was 14.
Holy
So
shit.
you do the math.
There's every cloud has a silver lining.
Yes, it worked out, and I didn't plan on quitting. I just like the same way mushrooms make you not want to drink. From then on, I was like, looked at cigarettes, I was like, ugh.
They
I don't
make
want
you
that.
just so. I think it just makes you on a pineal gland level. It
For
just
sure.
makes you too intelligent and too whole and clean inside
Yeah.
to do toxicity. Like I cannot even think about certain food on for the entire. However long I've been on this earth, like
I need
anytime I'm there, I cannot think about certain food. Gross me the fuck out.
Like what?
Yeah.
What kind of food? Like pizza, like
I'm
bad
such
food,
a
like
visual person. Yeah, just anything that's dirty.
Yeah.
Anything
That's
that's
not organic, kind of.
anything that's dead. You know what I mean? Like this shit is
You're
dead.
definitely not a carnivore when you're on mushrooms. You gotta
Never, bro.
You're one with nature, if you will.
Yeah.
And I
You're too this. Feel me?
Yeah.
And outside of it.
self-aware. I like to say conscious, right?
Yeah.
And I definitely haven't done it 1,000 times, but I used to
Do that math, by the way.
I'm sure.
He's gotta do it.
I'm
My
not saying
Lincolnwood math won't.
it's about once every 3 days, but it's not impossible. But here's what I will say: when I kind of weaned off the drugs a little bit, after my dad divorced when I was 24, and I went a little crazy for a handful of years,
Yeah.
and I experienced a lot, experimented a lot,
Right.
all that. And then when I kind of like you said, once you've gone that far, you don't really necessarily need to go that
Yeah.
far again. You know what I'm saying? And then it became a thing where I would do it only like every few months just to like refresh myself, like a shower, like a mental, spiritual shower.
Saying
Yeah.
this.
It's like
You say you have a feeling like I need to do much.
yeah, you do it.
Tap in a little bit deeper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when the next day you feel so light, you feel clean, you feel like I just fucking shedded all that bullshit.
100%.
What you
That they're cutting us off.
All the
make sure it's
bullshit.
still on. That mic has a little switch on it. It's still on, right?
Should be. Check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like you kind of shed all the bullshit, right? Like whatever that is, whether that's your ego or whether it's just bullshit, right?
Yeah.
When you come out of that trip, you feel light, you feel energized, you feel a little bit cleaner, you know?
Yeah.
But it has been a while for me, other than like that microdosing, which
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. Like, I get to the point where I'm glad that I don't feel as if, because I need anything. You know what I mean? Because that's essentially the goal. You know what I'm saying? Is to
just be
able
accepting of what you
be
have.
free.
Life,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I've detoxed from, everything before. Now it's, just here and there or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, bro, like they just really kind of just keep you in line with what it is that.
And I will say, as a PSA to anybody watching who hasn't done psychedelics, he forgot we were on a podcast. I will say as a PSA, psychedelics aren't for everyone because I have seen people react bad to. I mean, I've seen people react bad to weed. I know people that can't drink alcohol without fucking cutting themselves.
Everybody's different. That's undoubtable.
I've guided people in advice on how to whatever
navigate through a trip.
From me at their house, blah blah blah. And there's just a couple things, bro. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
For sure.
In your fucking head, don't do it.
For sure.
Had a bad day, don't do it.
If there's
losers, don't do it.
If there's any like skeletons in your closet, it's gonna bring them out. So you gotta be prepared for that. You gotta be in a good mental space.
For sure. 100%.
You have to be feeling positive because it almost accentuates something. And if you've ever had a bad trip, which I'm sure if you've done it 1,000 times, you've had a couple.
Bro, this is the craziest part. We could talk of this. This could be a 90-hour conversation.
Right.
I've never had a bad trip.
You've never even felt the fear and navigated through it?
Bro,
because I've over time I found how to navigate through a trip. When I get the fear, how to contain
has
it.
been certain situations that I saw could go bad. Like the closest to a bad trip that I've ever had, okay? I'm in an Uber on the way to the studio. Uber doesn't fucking speak some form of English. I put the wrong address in. They dropped me off in the wrong place.
Oof.
And peak is here, right?
Yeah.
And bro, like I'm too smart to do a lot of things. Like I never been to jail, you feel me? Like I've been pulled over 1 trillion times in the middle of the worst situations. I've had 20 cops outside of my car with a blunt and a loaded gun. I've had one cop, you feel me? Like with white girls and blah blah blah. But man, just being outside of, because I'm a homebody, being outside of my element in the middle of a peak, and there's one more something else that added to it. I think maybe like my phone was about to die. It's just some shit that doesn't ever
everything.
And then I'm just like, all right. But the only thing, just because like I'm just a little more mature now, just like, nah, just chill, whatever. Oh, the gas station man didn't want me inside, just little things, like,
which kind of like make you be like, wait, why don't you want me inside?
Like I'm not a homeless person. I'm just for it's just kind of out of my control, whatever. And that's probably the closest to a bad trip, or maybe an argument.
How'd you navigate through it?
Just as crazy as it sounds and cliche as it sounds, you just gotta breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know all about that.
Breathe, I eat some fucking water.
Well, this is what I always tell people, and it's something that I learned through a bad trip I had one time on a cruise ship.
You feel like you're on drugs.
I was there.
Yeah. What it actually is, and I don't know why more people don't talk about it. It's a panic attack.
Yeah.
But you don't see it as that. You see it as a bad trip. But the same way that someone could have an anxiety attack when they're sober and be like, I think I'm dying. Now, when you're on drugs, you're dying, right? 100%. So then that becomes a bad trip.
Especially with those type of drugs.
So my advice to anyone experimenting with psychedelics, and again, I don't necessarily condone this, but if you're going to do it, keep a small bit of Xanax in your pocket, and that's your little. I use it as like a life preserver. So if I ever do it, feel getting away, you pop that Xanax and
or a little codeine. Just be careful.
I would not advise the codeine, but on you, what everyone has, there's something. I guess neither of them are really good for you.
Neither of them,
but
especially here in 2023.
The key is to just, like you said, calm yourself down. And if you can do it without using Xanax, and you can meditate and breathe, and do it.
A nice little chickie around that's not on the fuck.
See,
shit.
but I see that.
Or not on the fuck. You gotta be specific.
See, I've had bad trips with girls with me, and like. They were being so good and like, baby, calm, but like that would make me like more have a bad trip, because I'm like, what do you mean I am calm? I'm like, fuck, am I not calm? Did I eat bath salts? Am I gonna fucking kill this girl and eat her face? I don't know. Like that's also the reason why I like to chill out on it.
I do remember you freaking out on Holy Ship, and I had never done a drug in my life at that point, and I didn't understand.
I took 13 hits of acid.
I think you were like,
see, that's crazy. I've never done acid.
Yeah, he
I have my
did
reason.
a lot
of acid, a lot of good acid.
And then he was freaking out, and I remember him being like, "Bro, you gotta help me." And I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you want me to do?"
Yeah. And he was and that was his thing, like, because he doesn't do it. So it wasn't like, "Yo, calm down, it's all good." It was like, "You're a fucking idiot for doing that," and I'm like, "Fuck!"
Made it way
and like
worse.
everyone's turning into like fucking clay figuring it was fucked, but I got saved by someone with Xanax. Someone was gonna give me an Adderall. They're like, give him an Adderall, that'll help him,
God.
which is the worst thing. Don't ever do that.
Holy shit.
Thankfully somebody stopped them. But I remember like trying to Google like what to do with a bad trip, and like nothing, like my brain could not compute anything. Everything was just melting, and the visuals were way beyond like anything I've not anything. I've done DMT, and that was way more, but that's different. Anyhow, we're not gonna get.
I love DMT.
We have another episode for that because we got to get to work soon.
Yeah, we do have to wrap this up. This has been fantastic, though.
It's been great.
I know you. This is your first podcast, right?
Yeah.
Do you watch or listen to podcasts at all?
Here now, no, I'm a very weird guy, bro. I don't listen to much. I ride in silence.
'Cause I know you-
half of the time.
you
I'm
had,
that guy,
The older I get, the more I find that
You
peaceful.
You had hit me up a couple days ago and earlier and everything, like trying to be, figure out like, all right, what are we doing this now? I'm like, well, we're shooting shit,
Yeah, for sure.
and it's been fantastic. It's been
Yeah.
great. I
Yeah.
feel like
Organic.
Yeah.
Good
for
shit.
sure. Yeah, I need y'all need to come pull up at the crib at the domain.
Yeah, for
Where
sure.
You at? In Katy?
No, downtown.
Okay.
Yeah, right over downtown. Office downtown. It's cool. Nice.
Okay, dope. Yeah, hell yeah.
For sure. Just trying
Smoke
to
some weed.
get out a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Is that where your studio's at, or do you record somewhere else?
I have a studio there. Yeah, I moved my studio around. Or
Okay.
whatever. Yeah, studio's there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come fuck around
Yeah.
and eat some mushrooms.
Look at him.
Let's do it.
Look at him. All right.
out
Next thing
here,
you know, Strategy's gonna be walking around wearing tie dye and fucking
I've been
hemp
on
necklaces.
That. I've been on
You know
that,
what it is?
The dreadlocks are gonna come back.
bro. I would if I could, but god damn it, God took that from me.
There was a reason.
We'll talk more.
Oh shit! Why did I say that?
More shroom trips next time.
Oh.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a little comment for the kids. Algorithm activating activity. You know how we like that. Let's go, champ. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
You're.